a lovely introduction. Let me tell a little bit about myself and what I've been doing in this country for almost 25 years. I started here in 1999, worked for some large companies, and I decided that Philippines needs a lot more commitment than a few sales that these companies wanted to achieve. About 10 years ago, we set up this business called Grover Pte Ltd. It had a very limited objective of bringing some of the world technology companies who were shying away from Philippines. And Philippines was not the darling 10, 20 years ago as it is today. So I was there during the time when it was not so sexy to be in Philippines, but I think I saw the future better than many others. And things have moved very, very well for all of us. The banks have done well, the economy has done well, and now is the time when it's going to accelerate. And this is what I've seen in other countries. There's a threshold which you achieve, and once you achieve the threshold, then you take on from there. I must thank our sponsors, Clarify, as well as M2P and Unifor, and also speakers who have joined us today. Abby will be speaking later. We have also from DICT, David Almirol, whom I know, and he has been running a very successful fintech company himself, Multisys. I thank Anurag also for Anurag is a partner for technology in Ernst & Young, better known as SGV in the Philippines. And I've been personally working with SGV, people like Ian, who's in the group today, for the last 20 years. So it is a great privilege for me to welcome you all to this session. My partners who represent different companies in different spaces have a lot to talk to you about. We have done some groundbreaking work in the Philippines together with my team. Some of these are as simple as allowing people, as Richard mentioned, included them in the financial inclusion scheme of things, having them to open accounts. But as you know, Philippines is a country of many provinces, and you have had people going from one place to another place just to open a bank account. We enabled a large government bank in the Philippines to open 7 million accounts remotely. So that, I believe, was a great contribution by our partners and us to the economy and to the people who didn't have to travel all the way to the bank to open an account. So that's one of the things we did a few years ago. And as COVID hit, we were having struggle to reach out, and customers couldn't come to the bank, and customers had to deposit checks. If you are a small sari store, if you need to deposit a check in the bank, what happens? You need to close the shop and deposit the check and come back. So we eliminated that problem by working with a local, with a company from Singapore to allow you to do mobile check deposit. This is the only country in the region, ahead of Singapore, ahead of India, where you can deposit a check sitting in your car or being in a theater or by the beach. And that technology has been provided through us to one bank initially, but I think now there are more than 10 banks which have provided this comfort and ease to customers to make it easy for them to not only open account, but to also operate accounts with the banks effectively, remotely, with great customer experience. The third thing that we've been recently involved is, and it became very common during COVID, and it'll become sometimes in times of need when you can't stay in the bank for a long time, you can have you booking an appointment with the bank, similar to what you do in the airline industry. So these are the kind of technologies we have provided to some of the largest banks in the countries. We have also done work with some of the smaller banks as well. When you do these payments, which are becoming commonplace, electronic, and that's what we are looking at, the percentage of cash payments moving away to real-time payments is growing, so is the need for vigilance, and a lot of scammers, a lot of fraudulent transactions take place, and we have brought in a very strong technology partner, Clarify, which has provided these solutions to some of the larger banks in the country, and now we are trying to bring the same technology to some of the smaller banks on a cloud. Objective is to make it as easy as possible for some of the smaller banks without investing huge amounts of money to have this technology available, because our savings are very, very critical. We spend a lot of time in earning those monies, We don't want fraudsters to take away our well-earned income. So we are doing lots of other work with this universal AI platform. This is Unifor, conversational AI. That's what they do. It allows the life of an agent. Sometimes you deal with agents and you don't understand how much of a stress they go through in a daily life dealing complaints from customers who could be very demanding. The whole idea is to make it easy for them to handle some of the customers who are frustrated, who are not happy, to address their requirements, and there is a use of AI. We'll have a speaker from Unifor to discuss about how can it assist people, our colleagues, our people working in the call center industry, working in the banks, who have now a multitude of opportunities, at the same time, a lot of challenges. So this is all we are going to talk about today in more detail, and I will leave the partners of ours who are equally committed to the Philippines. Now that was our prerequisite. We are here to help make a difference. At certain stages of your life, you have had enough. You have gained some success, but it makes a lot more sense for us to contribute. And I believe what Philippines is going through is the right opportunity for all of us to work together to make this place where the government is very supportive, the central bank is very supportive. There are people like Richard and Rebecca who are promoting the country. I've been promoting the country so long. I've got some of my friends from Singapore to join this event as well, and they will see that this country is now the right place to invest in, and I will be happy to help them and help your banks to use technology to help themselves and help their customers, and in the process, help the country. Thank you very much.